Alright, so in this video, we're going to be talking about how you can get your first or next freelance writing job. And that is even if you have no experience, no website, and no idea what you're doing. Before we get into everything, don't forget to like and subscribe and get even more frequent tips on how to grow your freelance business. So before we get into the nitty-gritty of everything, I need to outline a few things. In this, we're not going to be talking about how to land clients through Upwork or using job boards, or even how to set up a website. Now, I've gone into detail on why I don't think that these are great things to do if you're an absolute newbie writer in the past. I'll give a very quick overview here. Upwork, these sort of bidding sites, content mills, they trap you in this vicious cycle. You get paid $10 to do 500 words. To make bills every month, you have to write, 10 of those pieces a day. That's 5,000 words a day just to make rent. When are you going to have the time, energy, and focus to land bigger and better clients? You're not. The only thing that you can then do is find more clients on Upwork, and you get stuck in this horrible fucking cycle you can never break free from. You have no control over your freelance destiny. The reason I don't advise new writers to get a website is a lot of people jump into this and they're not prepared. And of course, a lot of gurus and influencers out there are like, oh, you need a website. Bullshit, you don't need a website to land your first few clients. The reason they tell you that is because they get a kickback from the service that they recommend. If you sign up for a website using the service that I use, I get $65. It'd be great if you did that when you're at that point. I could sell it to you and say, it will cost you $2 a month. It will cost you $2 a month to host if you sign up for 3 years. So it's not $2. And with all of the other costs, I did this the other day and it was $170 something. So we're going to do this without having to use Upwork, without having to use job boards, and without having to spend money and time, more importantly, to set up and optimize a freelance writer's website, which you then might not be able to get any business through. All right, let's get straight into this. Step 1, educate yourself. And it sounds stupid, I know, but it's easy to land a client. Anybody can go out there and follow these steps and get somebody who has a little bit of money and has a problem and they need a freelance writer, or they think they need a freelance writer to solve it. But if you're not good at what you do, you'll never get that second gig. You'll never get them to pay you a second time for another article, for another case study, whatever. So first and foremost, the thing that you need to build into your daily habits is to educate yourself, is to become better at what you do. And there's a couple of ways you can do this. So the first thing you're going to do, here's my screen, is you're going to go to Google and you're going to Google dog training write for us. And dog training is going to be whatever it is that you want to write about. Maybe you want to write about dog training. That's your area of expertise. It's what you've got experience in. It's what you know about. And write for us, you're going to put in quotation marks so that anything that comes up, as you can see here, has to have on the page write for us. You're going to click through to the first one or two of these and you're going to make a note of these sites. And what you're going to do is you're going to go down and you're going to look at what these sites want content on. All right, you're going to make a little note somewhere on a Google Excel sheet or something about what it is that your target industry wants you to write about. Then once a day, you're going to pick one article out, why vitamin E is good for your dog, and you're just going to read this. And what this will do is this will give you an understanding over time of what it is the target industry that you want to work for writes about, values, and actually wants to publish, so that you don't start pitching article ideas to people where they're like, I don't need that. The second thing that you are going to do is you are going to go to one of these two websites, and we have Swipeworthy, which is swiped.co, and Swipefile, which is swipefile.com. On these websites, you will find a number of real life pieces of copy and content that have done very well. And what the people who run these sites do is they offer detailed breakdowns. This one must be at the top. There you go. So they offer breakdowns of why it works, why it doesn't. Here we go on swipefile.com. Let's pick one out. We need something. There we go. This one will be good. Showman says honesty. So you see, there's a little detailed breakdown here. And what we're going to do here is we're going to not just read these out, but you're going to get a notepad and pen, and you're going to hand copy out these ads. These ads are proven, and the pieces of content on these sites are often proven to work very well. You see, I have that on my desk all the time. I'm constantly hand copying things out. You're going to copy them out by hand, because what this does is it gives you a better intrinsic understanding of the rhythm, the cadence, the way that people write, that you can then mimic to improve your own writing. You'll get a better understanding of how to structure pieces that capture attention and retain it throughout. I also do the same. I have these flashcards where if I see a nice headline that I like, I write, as you can see on this, I write the full headlines out. So that's a good way to just stay on top and to actually improve your craft, because landing clients is one thing, keeping them is quite another. You need to be good at what you do if you want to retain those clients. Which brings us to step 2. Step 2 is to just start writing. I can go out and I can read 10,000 books on how to take the perfect free kick in football. Will I ever be as good as Cristiano Ronaldo, who probably has read a few books but has been out there practicing that kick 10,000 times? No. Practice makes perfect. Easiest way for you to get real life experience on writing and publishing and pushing things out into the real world is to set up a free Medium account. So medium.com, you can write and you can publish anything on this site, and you will have a real life live version, and it kind of acts as a free website for you before you've actually even created your website. You can get practice publishing things and getting real life feedback and just getting over that hump of feeling scared of having something published. This will also later work as an easy portfolio for you. So every day you're going to write at least 500 words and publish something to Medium once the piece is completed. Now that piece might end up being 1,000 or 1,500 words or whatever. Doesn't matter. If you write 500 words a day, that means that you might be publishing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces per week. Try to keep it to the pieces and the focus that you've done on your research. Step 3 is to start promoting yourself as a freelance writer. You've now got an idea of what your target industry wants, you've got some experience. Don't go straight to your target industry and start cold pitching people immediately. I love cold pitching. It is, in my opinion, the best way to get clients, and it is a skill every freelance needs. But you have a much more likely way to get your first couple of clients, and that is to reach out to your existing network. Your friends, your family, former colleagues, current employer, anybody who you know that might know somebody, or they know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who might need writing. You're simply going to email those people, you're going to put it on your Facebook page, and you're just going to say, look, I'm now making a go of this as a freelance writer. I'm looking for people who might need some writing work. I'm offering, mates rates or friends and family discounts, whatever you want to call it. If you know anybody who could do with some writing, let me know. You'll find that a lot of these people, especially if they come through referrals, are way more likely to give you a chance at the start when you don't have like an established portfolio, because a referral carries a lot of weight. There's a lot of intrinsic trust within that referral, and it's going to get you to where you want to be and your first 1 or 2 writing gigs. I'm going to talk about how to actually charge for these in a little bit later, because there's a couple of bits that people get wrong here. But for now, let's move on with the process. Step 4. So you've sent these emails out and you've put this thing on Facebook saying, anybody out there who knows anybody who needs writing, if you work and your boss needs you to write something, you don't know what you're doing, let me help out. I just need this to build my portfolio. You then also want to start engaging with the target community in your area of expertise, the things where you want to write about and you want to build a career. Best way to do this is to go to Facebook groups, any sort of Slack communities, anywhere where those people congregate. If there's free forums, if there are free discussion boards, whatever, just start engaging with people through these mediums. So let's take a look at this one. I'll share my screen now. This is for Shopify entrepreneurs. Now let's say I've done a lot of work in the past with software brands who focus on Shopify store owners. What I'm going to do is I'm going to join a bunch of these groups. As you can see, I already have, and there's more down here. And I'm just going to engage with people. So I'm going to scroll through and I'm going to read what people are saying. This is, again, good to understand what kind of topics the industry wants you to cover. But it's also just going to get your name known. So let's say, like this lady here. B2B business is doing pretty well. We really want to boost our B2C sales. What are some of the top things you can do to drive B2C sales? Boom, right there, that one right there. What are some top things you can do to drive B2C sales? Copy, paste that, put it in an Excel sheet. That's an idea for an article that you can pitch the people who run the group or another company that focuses on these kind of people as their clients later on. Boom. So I would copy and paste that over. Let's see if there's any more. And if you know the answer, or if you can give some feedback, just jump in here and type it out. Within the first 6 months of look, how did you increase traffic? Boom, there's a second idea. How to increase traffic for a brand new Shopify store. 6 ways to increase traffic for a brand new Shopify store. The unknown way new Shopify stores miss out on that could drive hundreds of thousands of people in new traffic. Something like this. There's plenty of ideas in these communities. By engaging within them, you're getting your name known. By hanging out in them, you're understanding what topics your target audience wants to read about. Do that, make notes about everything as you go through, and try and figure out what it is that people really want to learn about. That will give you a lot of power when you start pitching people. Brings us to the next step, step 5. Step 5 is to figure out your offer and pricing. Now, your offer, if you've got no experience in your prior day jobs of writing sales pages, emails, whatever the kind of deliverable is, if you're brand new to this, the offer should be blog writing, simply because there is an abundance of work out there and the barrier to entry is low, painfully low. It's very easy to stand out in that crowd. For the pricing, I recommend you go on a 3-tier pricing, a low offer, a mid offer, a high offer. And do this on something like, one blog article will be $50. You can get 2 for $75. You can get 3 for like $125. Something like that. You basically make it so it's better for the client to pay you more money. I've got a whole video that explains how to set these pricing rates, which you can find a link to in the description below, and to explain the concept of displaying them as 1, 2, 3 as price anchoring, which is a very well-known psychological principle and why this is good. But basically, charge no less than $50 for a blog article, no less. That is going to be your basement bottom starting point. Now, if you get somebody to say yes to $50, the next person you can close, that's now $75. Sell that to 3 people, and if 3 people say yes, it's 100. For 3 people pay you 100, it's 150. From 150 to 200, 200 to 250, 250 to 500. Every 3 clients who agree to pay your price, you bump up that fee. Until you hit a point where they can no longer afford to pay that. They say that's too expensive. If you can't get 3 people to buy it, you then know that you've hit your ceiling, you drop it down 1 to that prior price, and that is the maximum amount that you can charge. Remember, we're not looking to generate $1 million right now. We're not looking to generate 50 new clients. We're looking to get 1 client, your first $50, and then grow from there, because you can't achieve those later things if you've not taken these preliminary steps. Step 6 is pitch. So you're going to go back to all of those sites that you've wanted to write for and you did research in. You're going to find the email address of the editor using a tool like hunter.io. Again, there's another video in the description explaining exactly how to use Hunter to find anybody's email address. You're also going to go back to these communities and see, sometimes actually in these communities, you can find people who are literally asking for jobs. For example, here is the CXL group that I am a member of, and I can scroll down. There's usually people hiring for jobs in here. They're doing the course. Thank you. Hey, go. We're looking for CRO specialists to optimize our e-commerce site on an ongoing basis. Boom. By engaging in those communities, you're not just getting ideas, but you actually have a direct feed to potential job listings, which is great. You can also join specific copywriting Facebook groups where jobs are posted. Basically, you're just looking out for people who are saying that they've got a problem and it's a problem that you can solve. You're going to find their email address and you're going to pitch them. What are you going to pitch them? You're going to pitch them this. To whoever the thing is, and I've just put the name Jim in here. Thought you might like this, Jim. Hi, Jim. Read your recent post in the Facebook group and thought I'd reach out with a potential few articles you mentioned you needed. And you write what the headline is there. A single or, a sentence or 2 about what you're going to cover in that piece. And you do that 3 times, you bold these, and then you send that off. Here's a link to the work I've been doing, and that's a link to the Medium page that you've been writing on to show that you actually can write. And that's it. You're going to send that out to as many people as possible. And doing it this way, once you've reached out to 50 people, then you go back and you look at the success rates of everything. But you need to send it out to about 50 people to get a client. That's really it. Pitching is as easy as that. That is it. That is how you should find your first couple of freelance writing jobs. Now, to summarize and go over this once again, number 1, educate yourself. Keep learning and keep perfecting your craft. Step 2, start writing. Nobody's going to hire you as a writer if you're not already writing. You have to be a writer. If you're out there doing it, people are more likely to trust you to do it for them. A lot of writers don't do this. It sounds stupid. What they do is they just think, I can send this pitch, perfect. Step 3, ask your friends and family if they know anybody who could benefit from having a professional writer help them out with something. Step 4, engage with your target community in Facebook groups, Slack communities, forums, boards, whatever. Just start engaging with people, get your name known, start understanding what it is that people need help with in your target community. Step 5, figure out your offer and pricing. Like I said, no lower than $50 for the first one. As soon as you've sold one at 50, you go up to 75. If you don't have a specific offer yet, you don't know whether you want to be, the case study writer, the white paper guy, the sales page girl, the email marketing guru, just start with blog writing. Abundance of work, low barrier to entry, easy to find somebody. Finally, step 6 is pitch, pitch, pitch. So what you can do, you're just going to send out those same 3 ideas and the same link to your Medium page of your portfolio, where you're continuing to write and perfect your craft, out to around 50 people. You're going to build a list of 50 people, send that email out to them. That should, between asking friends and family and coming up with targeted ideas for your industry and sending it to 50 editors in that niche, that should get you your first paid gig. If it doesn't, go back and start analyzing the ideas that you're sending to people. As a writer, you're technically not a writer, you're a problem solver, okay? So if you can solve the problem that the target community is facing, they should want you, they should be throwing money at you. If you can't get them to pay to solve that problem, you're not actually solving the problem. So these ideas that you're sending out just might not be right. That's how you get your first freelance writing job. That's how you do it without having to resort to Upwork, which takes all the control that you need away from you to grow a business. That's how you do it without having to invest time and money into a website, if you're not sure that this is actually going to work yet. This is the way that you get your first couple of clients to justify spending money on other things like a website. Now, I'm going to leave it there for today. If you're still here at the end of the video, first of all, thank you very much. There are 2 videos on this little page here. Click to watch more, and I'll see you in the next one.